Hello, thank you so much for joining me. I want to talk about taking shortcuts. No, I don't mean if there's an accident or a blockage on the road and you can divert and deviate. I used to find that interesting because I'd never sort of updated my sat-nav, and there'd been a couple of new roads built off the motorway and it always started going, oh, because according to its records, I was going across the middle of a ploughed field. Bless. But sadly, the M6 often had accidents. So sometimes the shortcut wasn't that because everybody else was doing that. Sometimes you have to take a longer route round. Okay, more miles, but at least you could keep moving. But I want to talk about shortcuts in life. There are some things that we should never take shortcuts in. Decorating leaps to mind. I'm one of these people who, when I'm doing gloss painting, it always has to be sanded down, undercoated, light sanding again, and top coated. That's how I was taught to do it, and that's how I still do it. As my mother would have said, it's standards, my dear. And yeah, wallpapering as well. When you've peeled off the wallpaper, no good just sticking on some new. You have to make sure that you've filled any cracks, any little holes, sanded down any dinks. That pays dividends. So what about ourselves? I'm all for taking shortcuts where I can. Probably because these days, anything I do takes longer than it used to do, which can be a bit of a pain, but it's life. So I don't get my iron out so often. I admire those and respect those who iron everything. My mum used to iron dusters, and she used to iron her bra as well. Mind you, it was cotton, it wasn't nylon as it is now. I can see her there trying to get the iron into the cups. Yeah, how to put somebody off ironing, that was a very, very good way. But I iron the minimum. Ironing 3 white shirts a day, fine, used to do it. But now I don't have work stuff. If I hang stuff straight away when it's coming from the line, it doesn't need much ironing. And bedding, I smooth it as I make the bed, and you know, that's good enough for government work, so it's good enough for me. But there are some things that we mustn't take shortcuts with. Our mental health. Very often there's no quick fix. Yeah, we can start doing things that relieve the feelings of depression, anxiety, stress. But there are no shortcuts to getting rid of stress unless you get rid of the thing that is causing the stress, or you find a way of coping with it, making it manageable by taking shortcuts in other areas. I mean, I've said before, I do batch cooking in my slow cooker so that I've got things I can pop into the freezer, so that on the days when I have other things to do, I don't have to think about food prep. And shortcuts like that can really help. You're not letting yourself down, you're not letting anybody down. If it works for you, go for it. There's no shortcuts in gardening. It's a matter of pulling the weeds out fully. A bit like mental health. If you just take the tops off the weeds, if you take the tops off what's causing you a problem, the problem comes back, the weeds come back. You have to get down to the roots. You have to spend that time digging down, finding the roots and yanking them out. So we've had an analogy of brains in a fog today. We've had the likeness of driving and the likeness of gardening, the likeness of ironing, but it is really to think about you. And don't beat yourself up if you do take shortcuts. If it's helping you, that's fine. And talking of helping, if you can get others to help you. If you've got children, it really is a good idea to help with their resilience and their ability to cope with life if you get them helping with jobs. Jobs to help the family, maybe setting the table each morning, maybe not just abandoning their dirty clothes on the floor, but putting them where they should be put for you. These things give you time, and it's a shortcut to helping their resilience to develop. You can over mollycoddle them, and that's never good. But it's a family thing if you are a family. Mishka, are you listening? No. If he had opposing thumbs, then maybe he would be able to make me a cup of tea occasionally. Sadly, he hasn't. He's still gorgeous though. So if you think you can take shortcuts and that it won't be a negative thing for you, that it helps you, go for it. Sometimes you might find the shortcut leads you to other places. Sometimes you might find you hit a dead end and it's actually taking up more time. Stop, turn round, try a different shortcut. There are places around for us to use to help our mental health, to help our ability to cope at work, within the house, wherever. So seek out those, and maybe if you gain a bit of time, you could use it on you. Now that's a plus, isn't it? A bit of time reading a book, a bit of time just sitting, doing not a lot, with your feet up for 5-10 minutes. On that note, I'll say cheerio for now. Thank you for joining me. Bye.